Good morning. What is up, America? Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis and eczema and rosacea and acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we want to hear from you. We can help you on the bright side. Our number is 855-660-4261. If you have questions about prescription drugs, you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program. If you have questions about skincare, ingredients, the longevity products that we recommend on the program, 855-660-4261 is your number on the bright side. If you have a success story or if you want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261 is our number. And we recommend that you call in early so we get to as many calls as possible at 855-660-4261. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the Bright Side or you hear us recommend, you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Ask them about starting a longevity business for a one-time $10 fee. You can make some money selling longevity products. You can have all the tax benefits associated with owning your own business, all for a one-time $10 fee. You can write off your home office, your mileage, your stamps, your meetings, your samples. You can give away products and write them off, all for a one-time $10 fee. And the folks at the Bright Side Ben phone team, 866-735-2470, can tell you all about that. Or you can click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. And you can always pull down on the shopping cart at brightsideben.com and purchase any of the longevity products, including my personal favorite, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine Multivitamin Mineral Complex Powder. You add a little bit to water and drink it. Sip on it all day long. It's a wonderful source of your B vitamins, vitamin C, fat-soluble vitamins, MSM, chondroitin. It's only $50 a canister. Most folks will notice results like appetite suppression, weight loss, lower blood pressure, all within 1 or 2 doses. It's called Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can call Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, and they can tell you all about it. All right, we are talking sugars and proteins. Actually, we've been talking about proteins and peptides, and then we kind of morphed into talking about sugars, even though our main topic here is proteins. There's an important link between protein and sugar. In fact, there's an important link between protein and fats, too. All living matter is composed largely of proteins, sugars, and fats, and that includes foods. Proteins are by far the major player in the body. They're like a chassis. They're like the chassis of biological machinery, and then fats and carbs are like accessories that get attached to the chassis. Fats and proteins go together to form something called lipoproteins, as in HDL or LDL. Most folks will tell you that HDL, or most folks think that HDL and LDL are cholesterol. They're really not. They're lipoproteins. Lipo is the chemical designation for fats. Lipoproteins are little combinations of fats and proteins. They go together. Lipoproteins, fats and proteins act as shuttles, act as little carrying devices. They carry fatty substances through the blood. Lipoproteins, HDL or LDL, are like little bubbles with a protein coat on the outside and a fatty lining on the inside. And this kind of bubble-like structure with a fatty lining on the inside and protein on the outside makes these lipoproteins act like high-tech space pods that can shuttle fatty things throughout the blood. This transport system allows fatty substances to get from point A to point B on the blood highway, or waterway, I guess. These lipoproteins will shuttle vitamin E and fatty acids and cholesterol through the blood. And lipoproteins have this kind of carrying effect. There's also protein chassis that are attached to sugars. We've been talking about these substances now for a couple of days. They're called glycoprotein. Just like lipo means fat, glyco means sugar. So a lipoprotein is a fat protein combination, and a glycoprotein is a sugar protein combination. Some people will call glycoproteins proteoglycans. Either way, these are fat-sugar combinations, and they have really important health properties. These glycoproteins can help accelerate, stimulate the growth of cells. They can turn on the immune system. And as we've been talking about, they're very important for trapping water and providing water with a certain organization. As it turns out, water in the body, specifically water inside cells, has an organization, has a structure to it. It's not just random sloshing about water like we see in puddles or in bodies of water like in the ocean or in rivers. The water in cells is structured. It has an organization, and this structure and organization is almost like a kind of information. In fact, the word information really means structure. Information has a certain kind of structure, and structured water is in form. It's in a certain form. It has an information kind of property. It can actually store information. It can store electrical energy. Structured water, via the structuring properties of these sugar protein molecules, actually conducts electrical energy, as we've been talking about. And these proteoglycan water combinations can magnetically attract other substances. In fact, proteoglycans can actually help clear mercury out of the body via a process called chelation. You can actually chelate heavy metals out of the body using these proteoglycan substances. We've been talking about one really important proteoglycan substance that can have these kind of clearing out effect, this detoxifying effect, in addition to a water trapping effect. It's called high hyaluronic acid. Now, technically, high hyaluronic acid is really a proteoglycan. We call it an honorary proteoglycan because it's usually associated with proteins, but really high hyaluronic acid is a kind of sugar material. And this stuff, high hyaluronic acid, can be taken as a supplement. You can get it in your bone soup. It's really important for eye health. It's important for joint health. It's important for the skin. I'm not going to rehash all of that. We've been talking about that for a few days. But one last thing I do want to say about high hyaluronic acid, and this is really one of the most interesting aspects of high hyaluronic acid, really fascinating substance, and that is its building blocks. It's two components. High hyaluronic acid is made up of two chunks, two components. One is called NAG, technically N-acetylglucosamine. We'll just call it NAG for short. And a second component called glucuronic acid. Both of these have their own benefits. So in addition to using high hyaluronic acid either in supplements or in your bone soup, in addition to using high hyaluronic acid to get all of the water trapping benefits and the skin moisturizing benefits and the eye health benefits and the joint health benefits, you can actually use high hyaluronic acid to get the benefits of these two important building blocks. NAG, N-acetylglucosamine, is really important for connective tissue, for skin health, and it's really important for the digestive tract. NAG has wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits for soothing ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, any kind of intestinal problem. You can get NAG in bone soup, or you can actually take NAG supplements, or you can get your NAG by using high hyaluronic acid supplements. The second component, the glucuronic acid component of high hyaluronic acid, man, is that important stuff. Glucuronic acid, the second component of high hyaluronic acid, is one of the most important detoxifying substances you could ever use. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I am Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
Would you like being an insider? Would you like getting exclusive access to prizes and better deals? Would you like some help in making sure you and your loved ones are prepared for the next disaster or emergency? If you answered yes to any of these, here's your simple solution. Join Freeze Dry Guy's Survival Insider Club. Not only is your membership free, you get $10 in survival bucks just for signing up. Then you save at least 10% on purchases, plus enjoy insider access to specials, prizes, and other exclusive offers. Since 1970, veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy has been your trusted source for long-lasting, easy-to-make freeze-dried food and dehydrated food, perfect for emergency preparedness, RV travel, and outdoor needs from camping to sailing. Enjoy life as a survival insider. Call Freeze Dry Guy now at 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on to freezedryguy.com. That's freezedryguy.com.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for being here, folks. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll find a shopping cart and a Join the Team link on brightsideben.com. If you want to start a longevity business, click on the Join the Team link. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Our number today, on the bright side, 855-660-4261. Got a couple lines open for you, and we welcome your phone calls if you've got questions about the longevity products or nutrition or prescription medication, skincare, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation. 855-660-4261 is your number. We're talking about hyaluronic acid. It's two building blocks. It's two components. One is called NAG. NAG is really important for the digestive system. NAG can also help with skin health. And then the second component of HA, hyaluronic acid. Keep in mind now, folks, there's multiple benefits here. Hyaluronic acid on its own gives you great benefits for skin health and for detoxification, for joint health. Then the two building blocks themselves have benefits too. The NAG, and then the second component, the glucuronic acid. Glucuronic acid is one of the most important detoxification substances you could ever use. Glucuronic acid sort of mops up toxins, cleans up toxins in a process that's called glucuronidation. Glucuronic acid, glucuronidation is a kind of complicated chemical term that refers to the process where this glucuronic acid component gets stuck onto a drug or some kind of toxin. Keep in mind, prescription drugs are toxic substances. When I talk about prescription drugs being poisons and toxins and this absolute nonsense, craziness of using poisons to help heal the body, how does this even come about? Where does this logic come from of using poisonous substances to heal the body, poisonous substances for our health? When I talk about drugs being poisons, I am talking literally, not metaphorically, not poetically, not rhetorically. I'm talking literally. These things are poisonous. And the more prescription drugs you take, the more poisons your body has to deal with cleaning out. Well, fortunately, the body does have a system for cleaning out these poisons, and this system involves lots of different processes. One of the most important processes is glucuronidation. Drugs and toxins are poisonous because they have a fatty nature. The fatty nature means that they absorb in the fats in the body. And once a drug or a toxin or some kind of poison absorbs in fat, once it gets stuck in fat, it becomes sticky and it can't leave the body. This is the reason why toxins and poisons and drugs are so problematic. They stick to fat. In nature, all substances are either water-soluble or they're fat-soluble. They're either oily or they're watery. Toxins and poisons are problematic for the most part because they're oily, they're fatty. They're fatty substances that stick to fatty tissues in the body. Water-soluble substances are much less problematic. Water-soluble substances can get rinsed out of the body pretty easily. Think of food and dishes. Think of food and dishes in your sink. Think of oily and greasy substances, maybe butter or oil or peanut butter. Think of peanut butter on a plate in your dish or in your sink. Think of peanut butter sitting on a dish in your sink as opposed to something like jelly or jam. The jelly's going to rinse right off. The peanut butter, not so much. That's a kind of rough representation of the relationship between fatty and watery substances in the body. Watery substances are rinsed out easily, just like jelly or jam. Fatty substances, not so much. And that's what makes these fatty substances so problematic. To get fatty substances off your dishes or out of the body, you need to have some kind of intermediary substances that can make the peanut butter or the oils or the toxins or whatever flush out. In the case of dishes, we use soap. When you squirt dish soap on peanut butter, the soap will attach itself to the peanut butter and make that peanut butter much easier to rinse off. The soap, in essence, will make that peanut butter water-soluble. Peanut butter is not water-soluble, it's oil-soluble, and it doesn't come off of dishes very readily, but when you squirt soap on the peanut butter becomes water-soluble and it rinses right off. Well, in the case of drugs, in the case of toxins in the body has various chemicals that it can squirt on the poisons, the carcinogenic substances, the drugs, that can be thought of like soap. The body will actually squirt on soapy-like substances, intermediary chemicals that will make these fatty substances rinse out of the body, and this is one of the main mechanisms of the body's spectacular detoxification system. And guess what? Glucuronic acid can be thought of as a sort of soap for drugs and poisons. Remember, we've been talking about how water-soluble high hyaluronic acid is, how water-trapping high hyaluronic acid is. Well, its building block components are much the same way. They're very watery, and the body will attach glucuronic acid to toxins, to poisons, and then that toxin and poison will become water-soluble, and it can rinse right out of the body. Glucuronic acid can be thought of as a soap for poison. It can be thought of as a soap for estrogen and steroid hormones, help rinse out excess estrogen out of the body. The body will use glucuronic acid soap, if you will, to protect itself from cancer-causing substances, too. Now, remember, you're going to get glucuronic acid from bone soup. You're going to get high hyaluronic acid from bone soup. You can take high hyaluronic acid supplements and upregulate your glucuronic acid or glucuronidation processes, and there's foods that can do it too, especially the cruciferous vegetables. Many of the problems associated with meat, for example, are associated with these cancer-causing compounds that are sticky, and by using high hyaluronic acid supplements or by taking in foods that contain glucuronic acid with your meat, or if you're taking prescription drugs, if you use high hyaluronic acid with your prescription drugs or you use glucuronic acid containing foods with your prescription drugs, you're going to improve your body's ability to rinse out those toxins, whether they're in meat or whether they're in prescription drugs or if you're producing lots of estrogen. And smokers, by the way, should be aware that tars and nicotine can also can also become toxic, and glucuronidation can also provide benefits for tar and nicotine if you're smoking cigarettes. If you're smoking, you're on medication, you're eating lots of meat, eat your cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. These are wonderful ways to upregulate glucuronidation. High hyaluronic acid supplements can do it too, or you can actually get a supplement called calcium D-glucarate that can also support the glucuronidation process. So high hyaluronic acid, glucuronic acid, NAG, all of these wonderful polysaccharide proteoglycan substances can have multiple benefits. They can help moisturize your skin, they can be important for joint health, and they can be important for the detoxification process as well. All right. That's all I'm going to say about high hyaluronic acid. Suffice it to say, I love the stuff. Amazing nutritional supplement. Great nutrient, if you will, that you can get in foods, bone soup, or you can use lots of cruciferous vegetables to get the building blocks. Aloe vera, noni juice can also get you some NAG. And you might even get, well, you're not going to get high hyaluronic acid in any of that stuff. High hyaluronic acid is only found in animal products. But you can get substances that are similar to high hyaluronic acid, especially in seaweed. And I'm going to talk about that seaweed when we come back from our break and some of the benefits associated with the Z-Radical product from Longevity. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
To thank you for being a loyal listener, we have a limited time freebie offer for you. Claim your free heirloom tomato seeds, just pay shipping, right now at 123freeseeds.com. These aren't ordinary seeds. These are heirloom, non-genetically modified super seeds that are open pollinated and can be grown, harvested, and replanted endlessly. These survival seeds are actually more valuable than gold in a crisis. Go to 123freeseeds.com and you can get an airtight storage packet of 150 super seeds free while supplies last to say thank you for being a loyal listener. First come, first served. Just cover shipping. Go to 123freeseeds.com now to see if your free heirloom seeds are still available. That's 123freeseeds.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
An e-cig revolution is sweeping across the country. But is yours American-made? Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig is. Manufactured in Arkansas with 100% USA-sourced ingredients. And when you buy American, you support local jobs. Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig is top quality at an affordable price. The very principle that once drove the American economy. Get great taste with no ash, tar, or smoke. You'll be wondering why you didn't make the change to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig a long time ago. LeSig.com has everything you need, for beginners to the advanced vaping enthusiast, with a wide variety of hardware, and also imported e-liquid flavors as well. Plus, LeSig smokes the competition with fast, free, same-day shipping, real people customer service, and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Support our country and become a Vaporite at LeSig.com. Or call 870-525-1440, 870-525-1440. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
Welcome back to the Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Our number today, 855-660-4261. Have a line open for you. We'll get your phone call. Oh, you know what? I think I'll take your phone calls right now. I was going to talk about seaweed a little bit. One of my favorite subjects. The Z-Radical product from Longevity is loaded with fucoidin, one of the best. Just an amazing, amazing detox ingredient. It's just a multifunctional ingredient, great for skin health, great for blood health. It's an anticoagulant, help thin the blood a little bit, boost the immune system, cancer fighting. It's one of those long-chain sugars that are found in seaweed, which is perhaps the most complete and powerful food you could ever eat. I think we'll talk about that tomorrow, and then we'll continue talking about the eyes, and then hopefully we'll finish up talking about glutathione, the body's most important anti-cancer and detoxifying substance. So much to talk about here. I know I digress a lot, and we do go off on tangents quite a bit on this program, but there's so much to talk about. I think we'll do the seaweed. We'll just do seaweed tomorrow. Let's see if there's anything else. We'll do seaweed tomorrow. We'll get your phone calls right now. 855-660-4261. Paul in New York. Welcome to the Bright Side. What's up, my friend?
Happy New Year's, Ben.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for calling. What's going on, bro?
Hey, I love your show, man. Your comparisons are great. Car chassis, refrigerator magnets.
You like that? Sometimes I think they're kind of awkward.
Man.
I'm trying to make it easy to understand. You know, biology seems to be so intimidating, but it really is just all about refrigerator magnets and chassis. That's really all it is. It's not complicated.
The way you explain it, it is easy. I've been listening to internet medical shows for 20 years, and you're the best, Ben.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Paul. How can I help you, my friend?
Hear anybody with problems, I go listen to Dr. Ben for 3 weeks. That's all it'll take.
Thank you, Paul.
Any problem you have.
Damn, wow, I like that. Except I'm not a doctor. I'm just a pharmacist.
Or a pharmacist, Ben. You know what I'm saying. Hey, 2 quick questions.
Yes, sir.
You told us a couple weeks ago you were going to tell us where to get vitamin K in... all I can find it in is 100 microgram doses.
5,000 micro. You know, it seems to be a little bit difficult to find. I'll tell you what. I am going to. Let me think how I could do this. You know, I'm going to run over to my nutrition cabinet here during our break, and I'll tell you. I forgot the brand that I buy. It's 5,000 micrograms of K2, and I'll tell you what that brand is right after this break when I run over to my
number
cabinet.
2.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yes.
About a week and a half ago, older lady from Indiana called in, and you were telling her how you cook your chicken bone soup.
Yeah.
And going through it, and at the end of it, she said, "Well, I don't have any of those stores around here. I can't get any organic stuff." And we've kind of had that problem here over the years.
Where are you?
Sometimes I have Niagara Falls, New York. We just got our first Trader Joe's last month.
Trader Joe's is not, you know, they market themselves as being kind of a health food store. They're not really. They don't really have
I know, but we don't have a Whole Foods anywhere around here.
No? How far are you from Buffalo?
New York.
Are you near Buffalo?
20 miles. There's nothing in Western New York. Whole Foods.
Wow.
We don't have them. In some places, you can't get this stuff. So
you know, there's more bars. You know, there's more bars per capita in upstate New York than there is any other place in the country, though.
Yeah, and I've been in every one of them.
I can see that. I can imagine that. I'm sorry. I used to live in Syracuse, by the way. God awful place. Oh my God, I hated living in Syracuse.
We're getting snow here right now, Ben. You'd love it.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore.
Hey, I went up on Google and typed in organic chicken feet.
Okay.
I found 4 different places that have all sorts of organic bones.
Really?
Knuckles.
No kidding. And that stuff's
tails.
great. That stuff is great. All that stuff that people, you know, kind of waste products from animals that's where all the cartilage is. That's where all the high hyaluronic acid.
Bones.
That's awesome.
And you tails.
And they'll ship it to you.
And they'll ship it to you.
That is awesome.
They ship it in boxes with dry ice.
Wow.
You know, the shipping is pretty expensive, but you can get 2 pounds of chicken feet for $5.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I had no idea about that. And you just Googled organic chicken feet?
Yeah, and there's 3 or 4 different farms that do this for a living.
Thank you.
They've been doing, you know, they know what they're doing.
That is
on
great.
One of these sites, they're selling grass-fed pancreas.
Really?
I never heard of this.
I never did either. Organic, though, right?
Well, grass-fed. When they're dealing with the beef, they're all these places are calling. They'll have organic chickens on part of their site, but the beef they're calling or grass-fed.
It's not quite the same. It's not quite the same. I mean, it's still better than grain-fed, but especially
the
the pancreas.
name of one of these.
What? Sure. Why don't you give it out?
White Oak Pastures, and he's got some videos up there about how he raises his cows, and he raises his own organic feed.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Paul. I appreciate that. White Oak Pastures, and then if you just Google organic chicken feet.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Organic chicken feet, and these people, you wouldn't believe what they got. Tendons, beef tendons.
That is great.
And one of them, it wasn't that place, has actual chicken broth that they make, and they will ship out to you, organic chicken broth, and it's 16 ounces concentrated for $7 per package.
Isn't that amazing? Wow, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Paul. I appreciate it very much, and thank you for the kind words. God bless. Have a beautiful, wonderful, blessed 2014. Thanks for the call. Okay, bro?
Ben.
Take care, man. All right, that was some good information. I like that. So just Google organic chicken feet or White Oaks Farms, I guess is what Paul said. Thank you for that, Paul. Appreciate it. Brian in Texas, welcome to the bright side. What's up, my man?
Hello, is it me?
Hello. Hey, Brian, what's up?
Oh, hi. I had a bad ankle fracture last April.
Ooh.
The left tibial pylon fracture. And,
what'd you do? What were you doing?
I got hit by a car. My
man.
foot got run over by the wheel.
Ooh, ouch. How you doing?
Well, clinically, I'm doing excellent. I'm able to walk on it pretty well. I've got 3 plates that we were going to take out, but at the last minute, the surgeon noticed that the malleolus bones had yet to heal completely. Those knobby bones on the sides of the ankle.
Okay, now you want some help with that?
Yes, I've been taking a galaxy of supplements.
Okay.
And, I want to know about electrical stimulation.
Okay, well, TENS, electrical stimulation is great. The TENS unit are you talking about? Transepidermal?
I don't know enough about this. I was going to ask which ones that you would recommend.
There's a unit called a TENS unit. I forgot what it stands for. TENS, TENS unit. Transdermal electrical neural stimulation, I think is what it stands for. In any case, it's a little jolt of electricity that you can now buy these TENS units over the counter. It used to be you'd have to go to a chiropractor or a doctor, an orthopedic guy, and he would attach these electrodes to the bone, and then they'd send little jolts of electricity, and that would stimulate the healing of bone. But you can actually buy these TENS units now over the counter. They're $200 or $300, but they're well worth it for accelerating the healing process. You can also use electrical stimulating nutrients, and I'm just going to tell you a bunch of nutritional supplements that you can use, or nutritional strategies that you can use for bone building. Probably the most important is to stay away from any pro-inflammatory foods. That means sugar and refined carbohydrates and processed foods, all of which are pro-inflammatory. Processed fats are especially pro-inflammatory. You always want to stay away from anything that's going to increase inflammation, any foods that are going to increase inflammation. You always want to do that, but especially if you're healing, especially for bone healing. And so staying away from trans fats, processed fats, etc., and sugars is very, very important. And then there's some great nutritional supplements for accelerating the healing of bone and connective tissue. Hang tight, Brian. I'll tell you what those are when we come back from our break. I am Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We will be back with more good health information right after this.
Pharmacist Ben Fuchs knows the importance of proper digestion.
Make sure you take a look at the Ultimate Enzyme product. They're made with bile salts and fat digestion enzymes and protein digestive enzymes. And not only do the Ultimate Enzymes give you obvious benefits for digestion, but they can also help keep your blood flowing through your circulatory system. As most of you probably know by now, thick, sludgy, clotting blood is a serious risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Clearly, inappropriate and excessive blood clotting is a major health issue, and thick, sludgy blood is not just about heart health either. Sludgy blood can compromise oxygenation and nutrient delivery to all your cells and tissues and organs, and ultimately lead to almost any health issue you can name.
Concerned about proper digestion and heart health? Order Ultimate Enzymes by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470, or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curve appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Do you owe the IRS money that you can't pay? Are tax liens and levies ruining your life? Are you tired of being afraid just to go to the mailbox? If this describes you, then Dan Pilla can help.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla, and I've been solving tax problems for more than 30 years. In fact, I wrote the book that made it possible to negotiate settlements with the IRS, and I've helped thousands of people do exactly that. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. New changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever before eliminate their debts once and for all. There's no need for you to suffer another day with IRS debt. Call 800-346-6829. I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
GCN thanks our listeners for all your support this year. We wish you all the best in 2014. Happy New Year from GCN.
Welcome back to the Bright Side. We are talking to Brian in Texas. Brian, you there, my man?
Yes.
All right, a couple things. First of all, stay away from anything pro-inflammatory, processed fats and processed sugars, refined carbohydrates. Those are your most inflammatory kinds of foods. And then there's great nutritional supplements for building bone, for helping heal bone. And anything that you do to help heal bone and repair bone is also going to help you for your skin, and it's going to help you for your joints, and probably help you for your immune system as well. They're all related. And the most, well, I don't want to say the most important, but one of the most important things you could do is make sure you're eating more protein, especially whey protein, to a certain extent soy protein, if you can handle it, can also be helpful for stimulating the growth of new tissue. Essential fatty acids are unspeakably important for helping build bone and connective tissue and protein in general. Sometimes we don't realize how important essential fatty acids are for the building process. Omega-6s and omega-3s, both of them, get on your ultimate EFAs. If you have any problems with your digestive system, any problems absorbing fats or absorbing protein for that matter, digestive enzymes can be helpful. And of course, if you take digestive enzymes, as we've said many times in this program, if you take them on an empty stomach, that can also help with the inflammatory process. Digestive enzymes can also help dissolve scar tissue. Sulfur is very important for bone health. Get yourself on some MSM sulfur, 3 grams, 2 to 3 grams a day is a good place to be. And always use vitamin C with your sulfur. Vitamin C, of course, is also important on its own for bone. About 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C is good. You can take more than that, of course. Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a really, really neat source of vitamin C. In fact, Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a neat source of the B complex also, which is very important for helping stimulate tissue growth. Using the BTT all day long is a great idea. I'd also be using a zinc picolinate. Zinc is important for bone health. 50 milligrams a day of zinc. And then, of course, hyaluronic acid, as we've been talking about here earlier, is a very important component of connective tissue. Bone is connective tissue. So using hyaluronic acid supplements can help you, 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams a day. And then also, we haven't talked a lot about liquid silica gel, but silica is really important for the development of, for helping bones mineralize themselves, helping bones attract minerals. And you can get something called liquid silica gel, do 2 to 3 tablespoonfuls a day. Of course, calcium is important, as is magnesium for bone health. calcium, magnesium supplements. You can get your calcium and magnesium in the Osteo-Cal product or the OsteoFX product, and that's all found in the Healthy Start Pack for longevity. Last but not least, vitamin D and vitamin K are also important. They help improve calcification of bone tissue. And then one last thing you might want to consider is weight-bearing exercises. I'm sure your doctor, your orthopedic guy has probably told you about weight-bearing exercises for helping build bone. That's probably a good idea as well. You're probably doing that if you're in physical therapy. Hope that works out for you. Brian, anything else? Anything else going on? Does that help you?
Oh, it sure does. I'm doing absolutely every bit of that except for the silica gel. Get
yourself on liquid silica gel. You know what? If you send me an email, ben@ksco.com, I'll send you a list of good bone-building supplements. Some of the ones I just talked about. Ben at ksco.com. K, King, S, Sam, C, Cat, O, Oscar. And make sure you put on there bone-building nutrition or bone-building supplements, because I get so many darn emails, and it's very easy for me to miss them. Very easy for me to miss your email. All right, Brian, got to move on. Thank you so much for your call, bro. Good luck. All right, Rebecca in New York, what is going on? Welcome to the bright side.
Hi, Bon. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. What's cooking?
Well, I'm hoping you can help settle a little household discussion I've been having lately. Sure. I see a big push on nascent iodine, and a lot of people are saying how important it is to be taking that. However, I have hypothyroidism, and I take levothyroxine for it.
Okay.
My concern is, would it be harmful for me to be taking iodine on top of that? I've had hypothyroidism since my second daughter was born.
Okay, your hypothyroidism is not an iodine issue. It's not a synthroid issue. That's first of all. Iodine is important just because it's a supplement. It's an essential nutrient. Remember, the word essential means you have to have it. That means there's no option here. Without iodine, you're dead. Okay, now, you're always going to get a little bit of iodine, so it's not like people die from not taking the supplement. But the fact is, it's essential. Your body needs iodine, period. Now, synthroid, your body doesn't need. In fact, synthroid is not something that's very friendly to the body. It's an artificial, fake pharmaceutical hormone. And it's just a crazy medical strategy. Hypothyroidism is a chemical issue. It means something's wrong in your biochemistry. It's not really even a thyroid issue. It's a metabolic biochemical issue. Something is messed up. So they give you Synthroid to kind of force the thyroid to work, to kind of artificially jack up its chemistry. But that's not the way you want to deal with a hypothyroid issue, especially, I mean, you know it came after you were pregnant or after you had a baby, so obviously something changed in your biochemistry that messed up your thyroid. Now, iodine, it's not like it's medicine for the thyroid as much as it's an essential nutrient for the body. It's important for breast health. It helps protect you from cancer. It's important for the adrenal glands. It's important for everything really in the body. So you need iodine. Now you'll get some in seafood and you'll get some in iodized salt, and you'll get some in your diet, but why mess around with having to worry about, am I getting enough iodine? Just get on a supplement. It's non-toxic. It's not going to hurt you, and it's just going to be like an insurance policy guaranteeing that you're getting enough iodine. It may help your thyroid a little bit, but what you want to be looking at, Rebecca, is what is wrong with my thyroid and how can I fix it? How can I fix my chemistry? You'll always find behind hypothyroidism, you have some kind of adrenal stress. Remember, your adrenal glands are your stress management glands. When we say stress, I'm not just talking mental stress or emotional stress. I'm talking physiologic stress. Something is getting into your body that's causing a stress response, and your adrenal glands are bearing the brunt of that. Where do things get into the body? How do things get into the body that put a burden on the adrenal glands or stress out the adrenal glands? Food, food, food. Digestion, digestion, digestion. Rebecca, 100% guarantee. I'm not psychic. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a magic man. I'm going to tell you, I've never met you before. I'm just talking to you for the first time on the phone. Guaranteed, 100%. You got some kind of digestive condition. Okay?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, you probably had it a long time, but after you had a baby, it just pushed you over the top. So the first thing you need to do is start to work on your digestive system, especially around fat absorption. And that means using digestive enzymes with fatty foods, breaking up fatty foods, grinding them up, or making soups, making smoothies or soups. If you're eating a lot of fatty foods, making sure you're using lipase with your fatty foods. That's a digestive enzyme for fats. Making sure you're using apple cider vinegar with your fats. Making sure you're taking additional fat-soluble vitamins, vitamins A and D and E and K, all of which, by the way, may help with your thyroid as well. Minerals require fat absorption. If you have any issues with the digestive system, that's going to put a burden on the adrenal glands, which will ultimately show up as some kind of hypothyroid issue. Deep breathing is wonderful for the adrenal glands. Salt, Celtic sea salt, wonderful for the adrenal glands. All of these will help with your adrenals, which will then help with your thyroid. Correcting digestive problems, and then blood sugar, stabilizing the blood sugar. You notice I haven't said anything about working directly with the thyroid here. We're talking digestion, we're talking adrenals, we're talking blood sugar, we're talking fat absorption, and all of that will then help your body work more efficiently and will take the load off of the thyroid. So you got wonderful ways to work here, none of which involve your doctor, none of which involve prescription drugs. Iodine is still important, nascent iodine. I like nascent iodine the best, but you can also get iodine in seaweed and seafood products, etc. Even iodized salt will get you a little bit of iodine, albeit it may be the wrong kind of iodine. Maybe not an absorbable kind of iodine like nascent iodine. In any case, iodine is very important, but not so much as a medicine for the thyroid as it is for the entire biochemical system. But focus on the digestive system, focus on blood sugar, focus on adrenal health. That's my recommendation for all hypothyroid issues. Does that help you, ma'am?
Oh, it does.
And also last thing is probiotics for the digestive system, too. In fact, probiotics are really unbelievably important. You cannot make thyroid hormone without having a healthy digestive tract. Thyroid hormone is actually activated into its powerful form, its T3 form. That's the active form of thyroxine, or the thyroid hormone. It's activated in the digestive tract, in the intestine, by bacteria in the intestine, for that matter. So any doctor who doesn't take care of your digestive system or tell you to take care of your digestive system, address probiotics for the thyroid, doesn't understand how the thyroid works or doesn't understand how thyroid hormone works. All right, I hope that's kind of a long-winded answer. I hope I helped you out, Rebecca. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for calling. If I left you on hold, I apologize for that. Call back tomorrow. Tell our call screener you were left on hold, and we'll get you first up. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You've been listening to The Bright Side. Our number, the number for the Bright Side Ben phone team, I should say, is 866-735-2470 if you want to sign up and join the Bright Side Ben team. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. To have a wonderful, beautiful, spectacular day. Bye for now.
Would you like being an insider? Would you like getting exclusive access to prizes and better deals? Would you like some help in making sure you and your loved ones are prepared for the next disaster or emergency? If you answered yes to any of these, here's your simple solution. Join Freeze Dry Guy's Survival Insider Club. Not only is your membership free, you get $10 in survival bucks just for signing up. Then you save at least 10% on purchases, plus enjoy insider access to specials, prizes, and other exclusive offers. Since 1970, veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy has been your trusted source for long-lasting, easy-to-make freeze-dried food and dehydrated food, perfect for emergency preparedness, RV travel, and outdoor needs from camping to sailing. Enjoy life as a survival insider. Call Freeze Dry Guy now at 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on to freezedryguy.com. That's freezedryguy.com.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you, has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day, unique, affordable survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit mypatriotsupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com.